Welcome to Real Estate Essentials. I'm your host, Jay Deher. On today's program, we're going to show you a transformation of a beautiful landscape. We're going to show you one of Salt Lake City's hottest designers in action, and we're going to, of course, show you some incredible home tours. All that and more coming up right after this. I'm Jay Deher. I've been on top of Utah's real estate market for over 10 years. I will show you things about this market that you never knew. Sometimes when you buy a new house, it takes a long time to put your backyard together. In this case, we're going to go look at the Taylors and how our landscaper was able to go and transform their backyard into a private escape. Joanne and Lloyd, good to see you guys.
Well, hi Jay, it's good to see you.
Good to see you. So yeah, I hear you guys are thinking about doing your landscape, right?
Well, we moved into this house almost 8 years ago. Thought we'd be able to do it ourselves, but it was just too big of a project.
It's a big project.
Yes.
Okay, well, I've got just the guy, Zach with Huskiez Landscaping. I'm going to send him over. You're going to love this guy.
Good.
Oh, we're
good.
excited.
Glad to be here. Let me know, give me some ideas of what you want to do back there.
Well, we've saved a lot of rock, and I'd like to incorporate that into the yard with a rock wall and a little place out there in the back, the little secret kind of area up there. And I'd like to have one of the areas look kind of like a forest with a water feature in it and running stream.
So it sounds like you want basically an outdoor park. You want a place for your kids and grandkids to come and enjoy. I did notice how large it is back there. It's an extremely large property that we can do a lot with. We want to make sure that we're not designing it incorrectly to make a lot of maintenance for you guys to do on Saturdays and stuff, and minimize on the grass, give you enough grass to give you the play area that you want, but not so much that you were having a lot of water waste.
We have a riding lawnmower, which means the older grandkids will be excited to come and mow the lawn.
In theory.
For a while.
In the beginning. We can come up with a lot of great ideas. So let me take this to the drawing board and we'll get back with you.
Well, Zach, get started on that landscape. Let's go look at a beautiful home.
Oftentimes, our clients come to us at the most challenging and difficult times in their lives. We found that at these difficult times, what really makes a difference is knowledge, and that's where we come in.
This season, we're going to be doing more incredible before and after remodels. If you have a project, let's get my dream team together and feature it on the program. Be sure to tune into Real Estate Essentials every Saturday at 4 o'clock, only on ABC 4 Utah. Darren, so we just finished up the Parade of Homes down in Utah County. Did you get a chance to go down there?
I did, yeah. It was great.
Some amazing homes, and it's such a fun time of the year to be able to go look at all these builders and this amazing work that they've done, and the creative landscaping and design ideas and all the new trends of what's going on.
Yeah, latest and greatest.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so I thought it'd be kind of a good idea because a lot of these houses, they'll be custom built out for somebody, or they possibly will be, a spec home or, whatever they might be. This particular one is last year's People's Choice Award winner from the Salt Lake Parade of Homes. And so now it's coming back on the market. There's a lot of really unique things about this property. One of the things I thought was most unique is this is not, even though it was a 2013 Parade of Homes, this house was actually built in 1968.
Wow.
And so this was actually a remodel, which has become popular the last few years of doing remodels in the Parade of Homes instead of just new builds.
Wow, I never would have guessed this.
I know, it looks like a completely new home.
Right.
And why they do that is where this particular one sits is in an incredible piece of property. It's on almost 4.5 acres right up on Dimple Dell, and it backs right up to the mountain, right up to the preserve there. And so it's perfect for a family that has horses and doesn't have the trailer all. They literally can take their horses right out of the back of the house and right up into the mountains. And it's got incredible views, 360 views, degree views all the way around. And so this is one of those properties that you really don't want to tear the property down. You don't want to build houses around it. You really just want to go in and make this one as incredible as it is.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like every property, they're always unique, and that's why you can't have like a game plan going into it. We're going to bulldoze it. We always bulldoze, or we always remodel, or and so you always have to look at them. And they did great work on this house. Looking at those back decks, they've got 2,000 square feet of back decks.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
That's a large deck.
Yeah, and so they got places to sit, and they've really done a nice job of taking advantage of, places to sit outside and enjoy the outdoors, because that's what this whole property is about. Of course, it's beautiful on the inside, all the decorating and stuff that they've put into it, but the way they've nestled it right up against the mountains is really to take advantage of those incredible views.
Really rare piece of property.
So they're almost 8,000 square feet, 8,079, just a little over, I guess, with 7 bedrooms, 6 baths, and 3 half baths. And this is the basement, the way it's situated. Just absolutely beautiful. We're going to go take a look at the outside here in just a minute.
Appears to be a very spacious design, very open.
Yeah, right? Mm-hmm. You got to have home theater, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, can't miss out on that.
And there's your view. That's what you get to look out on. Your own piece of paradise, your own mountain, essentially. You don't own the mountain, but nobody else does either, I guess.
Right. It's really interesting that you'd be so close to the valley and yet still have that kind of
feel. Yeah, because you're in Sandy here.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine Sandy, but you're really close to getting right up into the canyons because you're right up there. And this has become so popular where they have outside living areas. This is the way Utah is evolving over the last few years. It's of course, building your space outside, because we only get a few really good months of sunshine and get to enjoy, and so during those times, why not really take advantage of it? They did a really nice job. What I really like about their landscaping, it just kind of flows into the natural terrain. They didn't change it dramatically. They kind of let it flow in and kind of feel the way the whole area feels. Excellent work.
Mixes in really well with the geography.
So they've offered seller financing on this one as well. So just under $4 million, that's what you can get.
So Jay, when you got back from your trip, I noticed you were a little bit pale, kind of scared a little bit. What's that all about?
I don't know if I was scared, but I did tell, because I always like ghost stories and stuff. But we had of course, the house that we stayed at was absolutely beautiful. It was up on this bluff, and it was an old Spanish style house.
Oh yeah? How old was it?
Do you know? Yeah, it couldn't have been very old. Maybe, I don't know, it was probably about 5 years old. I said, not very old at all.
Gotcha.
And the interesting thing here, with the power will turn off in the middle of the day, and they have batteries to back the houses up. And I don't know exactly why that is, but they have battery backups on the house, so when the power goes down, because they'll just occasionally just turn the power off.
Because they don't have enough, maybe. Who knows?
Maybe. I don't know how that works exactly. So they just turn the power off. But anyway, beautiful house. We get a really good deal on it. I think it's like $200 a night or something for this beautiful house. It seems like 7 people or something. We didn't realize this, but we went down as like 7 guys. We didn't realize, but it's up like really like 3 couples.
Gotcha. So you had
it was a little weird. So some of us were sleeping on the floor,
Right.
on pillows and all that kind of stuff because we didn't really, go that way, but it kind of, so. But this beautiful house, we got an incredible deal on it, but the first night, every time after 12 o'clock at night, and it was only after 12 o'clock at night, we'd start hearing this knocking on the window.
On the window?
Yeah.
Ugh.
This creepy knocking like this, like.
Like a fist?
Yeah, like a fist, like somebody, but not like hard, but like, very clearly like, and
like deliberate?
Deliberate.
Oh, yeah.
Deliberate. And we can't figure it out. And we go outside, can't figure it out. I'm freaked out. There's a guy that's sleeping down in that room or right next to that room, and it's waking him up in the middle of the night. And so they're getting up super early to go surfing. I'm just more kind of resting because I need more of a, kind of more a resting vacation more than like a surfing vacation.
Gotcha.
And so they're getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning going out surfing, and I'm sleeping in. I usually hit the middle.
You're sleeping even with the knock?
Well, I'm sleeping upstairs, luckily for me. But late at night, the only place the TV is down kind of where that room is. So I end up staying up late at night and watching TV or whatever. And that knocking, man, it was so creepy. The last so I go on and Google it and read about this knocking, and from all over the world, people are talking. Oh yeah, we hear it every night. It's knocking.
Was it every night at your house?
Yeah, it was pretty much every night. All the guys except for one heard it, and we could never figure out what it was. So we had to.
No branches?
It was not possible. It was a tree or something because it didn't sound like that. It sounded deliberate, like somebody was knocking or whatever it was. And maybe we got a good deal in the house because it was.
Yeah, that's probably why.
But the last night we didn't stay in that house. We went into the town and into Granada because I wanted to do a little side. Yeah, I was so excited not to have to sleep in that house because I was done with the knocking in the middle of the night.
Get what you pay for, I guess.
Every month when Susan gets her power bill, she gets a shock because the power bills continue to steadily rise month after month. Susan is a mom, a wife, and a smart woman. She found Solar Tech Solutions. Susan made an environmental and economical decision. She installed a solar power system that saves her thousands every year. If you can afford ever-increasing power bills, you can certainly afford your solar power system. Get your free energy consultation today and switch to Solar Tech with nothing out of pocket.
Oftentimes, our clients come to us at the most challenging and difficult times in their lives. We found that at these difficult times, what really makes a difference is knowledge, and that's where we come in.
I'm Jay Deher, the host of Real Estate Essentials. This season, we're going to be showing more incredible remodels, as well as the latest housing trends, and even some incredible absolute auctions on multi-million-dollar homes with no reserves. Every Saturday at 4 o'clock, only on ABC 4 Utah. When buying a home, the living room is crucial. If it's uninviting, people may not get the full use out of their environment. Let's take a look at the Petersons' living room and how Bengt Erlandson, our designer, was able to bring it to life.
Hi, Becky.
Hi.
I'm Bengt.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Thanks
you.
so much for coming.
Oh, yeah,
Come
absolutely.
on in.
So, Becky, you have a beautiful home here, and I understand that your family room needs some help.
Yeah, it's just dark to me. It's a very tall room, and the walls are gold, the furniture's brown, the carpet's brown, and sometimes it's dark, and
So it feels like a cave.
I always call it the cave. It's like I'm looking into a cave, so I would really like to just lighten up the space and bring in some more light and different furnishings.
Yeah, I'd like to, as a designer, I'd like to work with your style and your personality, and it's great that you have that Scandinavian connection where you want to bring in some of that.
Mm-hmm.
And
I love that look.
Yeah, it's a nice look, and bring in some more artificial light. Like you said, it's a tall space, so we can divide it up with some architectural elements. Yeah, so we'll start putting this plan together, and how does that sound to you?
It sounds great. I'm excited.
Me too. So I'm heading back to my studio now where the actual work begins after meeting with Becky Peterson. It was a great meeting with my client Becky, and also trying to understand her style and her personality. I think that's where most people need a good designer, because they don't always know what they want. With my experience, actually 20 years of experience in both residential and commercial design, I feel like I can help her out a lot. She has a very particular style in mind. She has Scandinavian background, and with my Scandinavian background, I feel like I can understand her and help her with her renovation. It's the exciting part of my job is to see people's dreams come true and make their space wonderful and inviting. So this room was really dark, and it had brown colors. It had shutters on the windows. It made it feel almost like a cave. And with the high ceiling as well, it almost gave that silo feel. And our client Becky wanted it to be more open and bright and happy. We incorporated some architectural elements like the wainscoting to divide the space. We also refaced the fireplace and brought in new furniture with lighter colors, brighter colors, more natural light into the space, and also artificial light so that it feels more inviting and welcoming. So Becky, here's your new room. What do you think?
I just love it. I really love everything about it. It's light and bright, and we love to be in here. It's inviting. Even when the lights aren't on, it's still bright.
So we accomplished what you wanted from your inspiration photos.
Absolutely, and I love the desk, the workspace.
Yeah, that's one of the things I was talking about, the element of surprise that we incorporated. I love that piece myself.
Well, I love everything about it.
Oh,
Thank
great.
you so much.
Oh, absolutely. You're welcome.
Coming up right after the break, we're going to go take a look at how Zach did on that landscape.
At Intermountain Credit Advocates, we designed our systems to speed up the credit restoration process for our clients. Because to us, the only thing better than changing our clients' lives is changing their lives faster.
Jay Deher here, host of Real Estate Essentials. Are you thinking about buying a new home? If you're interested, contact us. We might like to feature you in an upcoming episode. Be sure to tune in to Utah's Real Estate Authority every Saturday at 4 o'clock, only on ABC 4 Utah. Zach, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. So, big project here, huh?
Yeah, the story of this family was incredible, and we were excited to give them everything that they wanted in their backyard.
Let's go take a look at it.
Awesome. Let's go look at it.
Zach, this is incredible. It looks like a park back here.
We're very proud of what we did here with the Taylor family. We're here with the water feature, right?
I love it. Looks great.
And this is the main focus of her ideas, her budget. Everything revolved around the water feature. They had to have it.
Yeah, and you put it in just the right spot where you've got that nice elevation change in the yard.
Yeah, I agree. They had some existing trees and shrubs here, so we wanted to utilize the natural elevation change to get the rippling water that you need for a water feature. So it doesn't
have
look
that
like
sound, right?
Yeah, you don't want to have this big volcanic looking water feature that doesn't look like it's
it doesn't fit in the landscape.
Correct.
Okay, so now they had a big pile of rocks, and I assume these are the same rocks that you used.
That was a really smart thing that the homeowners did. In the excavation of their house about 10 years ago, They had a bunch of rocks, because we're out here in Harriman, Riverton area, it's really rocky, and they had built a home before they knew that there was a lot of excess and hauling material off and bringing it back in. So the builder was trying to charge them to haul them off, and they said, no, just leave them. We'll utilize them sometime in the future for a water feature.
And this is what they did?
Yeah, it was a savings of probably $800 to $1,000 that they were able to save, that we didn't have to charge them. All we needed to do is get the liner, the pump, the skimmer box, and the biofalls to be able to create this.
And where do you go to get something like that?
Sprinkler Supply has it locally. They have any and all parts that you need for your water feature. You can get as elaborate as you want. This one was the size that fit within their budget, so that's what we went with, and it turned out really good.
Okay, so I noticed on some of these ponds, they'll have fish in them, some won't have fish. How does that all work?
It's all preference with the homeowner. Some of them are pondless, which means this whole catch basin is completely full of a gravel or some blocks that allow the water in, but you don't really have the pond there. This one, they wanted a pond to put tadpoles in and fish, and there's maintenance for both sides of them.
Okay, so what do you do for maintenance? How does that all work?
I brought some with me. They wanted to have tadpoles and eventually fish in here. People don't want to see a murky, dirty pond. So they do make natural products that are safe for the fish and the tadpoles. They're not going to harm them at all. This one's called a Pond Clean. And once you put it in there, the pump will pump it through the water, and all the sediment will go to the bottom, and you get a nice clear pond. This is also a beneficial bacteria. You do have to have that in there for everything, the ecosystem to function properly.
Yeah.
So it's basically an outdoor living organism. So if you're having fish and tadpoles in here, they have to have the right pH in the water. So it's more labor intensive than a pondless that wouldn't have any fish in it or anything like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Park is the theme that we had for this backyard, so remember that. And we're kind of standing here in the playground, which is the theme of the park. And some might look at this boulder and think that it's really odd. Why is it sitting there? This was dug out of the excavation of the footing and foundation with the other rocks, and they wanted it in the water feature. But I was thinking, I've got younger kids, and that's going to attract them there.
Yeah, because they're going to go play in the fountain.
It's got a nice little slope to it, and they can come and just play on it, and they'll probably play on this more than the purchased playground.
Yeah, and so what's a rock like that cost?
Yeah, it's a huge savings to them, because it's, if they were to have just one of these rocks delivered, probably $400 or $500 in savings.
So tell me a little bit about this, the material that they used down.
The software, I remember when we were kids, it was pea gravel.
Yeah, right.
I remember in West Valley falling off a swing set, and it was all caked into my face.
Yeah, right? And you have to go dig it out, right?
So it's a better product now that you put it thick enough that it actually kind of acts as like a sponge. So
it's really popular right now.
It's safer than just what we used to play on.
That's great. And so I noticed you also put a trampoline over there.
Trampoline is a proprietary way that we are able to dig it into the ground so that you don't have to put this big, massive structure around it. It costs a lot for the
Yeah, I know. When I did mine, I actually I put the blocks I had to dig it all the way out, put the blocks in, and then backfill it, and then get the trampoline that just fit right in there. And I was worried if that trampoline broke, I was going to replace it.
That was a huge cost to you. Right?
Yeah.
We dig it out in such a way, because of our clay soils, you can dig it out. It's called the angle of repose, how the soil will naturally stay at a certain slope.
Yeah.
And then we can
in the clay type of soil,
that with
right?
fabric and put the trampoline right on it, and butt the grass right up to the edges of that trampoline, so it's a perfect smooth transition right from grass to trampoline. There's not an extra hazard to hit your head on or something.
Yeah, that's great.
So around the yard, you notice that we use as much bark mulch as we can to cut down on the watering, but enough that they have that outdoor park or that theme that they're looking for.
Yeah, this is a big yard. How big is this?
I think it's about 3/4 of an acre.
Yeah, that's a lot of grass, and a lot of grass to water.
Yeah, the story behind it was, I think the developer was supposed to have like a little city park here, but they opted out of that, or were able to sell the property, so they basically got this massive yard.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to put it all in grass so that they can have enough to play on, but not so much that they have to maintain it and mow it.
So
we put down.
So the reason for putting that down is to kind of keep all the weeds and stuff from growing through.
Correct.
Right?
So that it keeps the sunlight out, so the weeds will grow less. You're still going to have to spot spray here and there to be able to keep the weeds out, but it'll do a whole lot more than just leaving it dirt. Looking for.
Yeah, I love it. So now tell me about this little kind of back area where it kind of steps up, or with the
You're
arbor.
really intrigued by that, aren't you?
I think it looks good for a wedding.
Jay's been thinking a lot about a wedding lately, so.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about that. And so you just naturally took advantage of the kind of the landscape.
There was a little
land,
elevation change there, and they had, once again, we go back to the rocks that they had acquired. We just redesigned their boulder wall a little bit so it looked a little better, and also it kind of goes in towards their garden. They're out there every day, and they love to kind of old school get out there and till up the garden, put in furrows and flood irrigate. So we put a bunch of hose bibs around with the sprinkler system so that they could get out there and just be farmer type people.
Zach, you did an incredible job. So what do the Taylors think?
Oh, it's just beautiful. I just love it.
Love to hear.
Water featured, wonderful, and the trampoline and the play area for the grandkids. I mean, it's a nice place for the family.
I love all the trees. I love showing it off. Everybody thinks
We'll invite all the grandkids, all the kids over and enjoy your backyard for a lifetime to come. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning into this week's show. Now remember, real estate's all about local knowledge and timing, and that's what you get here on Real Estate Essentials. Jay Deher here, host of Real Estate Essentials. Are you thinking about selling your home? Well, contact us. We would like to show it on one of our upcoming episodes. Be sure to tune into Real Estate Essentials every Saturday at 4 o'clock, only on ABC 4 Utah.